All right, so I mean, now that we've covered who's in the top 25, let's cover what you want to talk about.
I mean, it's not so much what I wanted to talk about as much as I I, I really hate that other people talk about them. So this is my Gonzaga rant. Gonzaga, they're in the top 25 seemingly every year. Come tournament time, you'll see, X amount of so-called experts say this is Gonzaga's year. They put together a complete team. I was like, oh, they've only lost 2 games this year, or they. Okay, first of all, they play in a conference with nobody in it. Absolutely nobody. Okay, okay, Sean. If I were to ask you, without looking at our notes, what conference Gonzaga was in, what
Dude,
conference?
I have no idea.
I mean, I would think like they were like Notre Dame, where it's like they're just independent. But that's not college basketball. They don't do
Yeah.
independent. You have to be. So they're in the West Coast Conference. Now, I have no idea where they play their championship game. It could be in the middle of the ocean for all I care. But their main competition. Let's take a look at the standings for Gonzaga's conference right now. You got Gonzaga 6-0 in conference. What a shocker that one is. I mean, because they number 2 in the division is the University of San Francisco. Now, I had no idea that there was a University of San Francisco.
Well,
Did you?
I knew there was a University of San Francisco. Didn't
But
know it
did
played
you?
D1.
But did you? Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, did you know that they sported a D1, athletic program?
No.
I didn't. And then you got BYU in third. Like they're so bad that they couldn't even be in second. The University of San Diego, which keep in mind, not even the best college basketball team in San Diego because they're always trounced, in the records by like San Diego State because they're in a real conference. St. Mary's, which is where all the Australians go when they can't get recruited to a real school. Loyola Marymount. Don't care.
Loyola does make the pretty good in the past few years. I think you've heard Loyola some more, but
Yeah,
not
but that's
necessarily.
because there's a bunch of Loyola schools. It's not exactly Loyola.
Right. True.
And then you got Pepperdine. Don't
Nope.
care. Santa Clara, which hasn't been relevant since Steve Nash went there in the '90s.
Okay.
University of the Pacific. Again, can we a school with a location? I guess would be helpful. Uh, and then the University of Portland, which is like I don't know if you're that close to California, why do you go to college in Portland?
Right.
So, and again, the third place team in this conference, BYU, has 9 losses.
Wait.
This is not a real conference, Sean.
Wait. Okay. What's Gonzaga's overall record?
19-2.
Okay. And what about University of San Francisco?
17-4, but they lost 2 of their games in conference.
Oh. Okay.
So it's a clear drop off. I mean, it's like, yeah, look at the standings. Oh, San Francisco's only 1.5 games first. Sure. And in a week and a half, there'll be 7 games out. Chicago have played like 2 games. So I don't look. They may have a good coach at Gonzaga. They may have good players who they recruited while at Gonzaga. You can't win a national championship if you don't play good teams. I get every once in a while you have the Maui Invitational set up in the Lahaina, Hawaii, like public access gym in front of ESPN and a bunch of bleachers full of locals and guys who can afford a luau shirt. And like you beat Duke in a close game or something like that, or you beat a UNC. And then after that, you guys play nobody. You guys almost lost to UNCG last year, and we didn't even have a big man. Like, all of our guys got in foul trouble. Nobody. Like, we have one guy who scores like half of our points. And like, you guys haven't had an NBA player who's actually had true success since John Stockton. You guys have had Adam Morrison, Zach Collins, all these guys who were drafted high and then disappear from the league after like 4 years because they're not really ready for actual competition. Why? Because they played at a phony school like Gonzaga. I don't care. I don't give a crap about the Bulldogs. I don't give a crap about, oh, you're like the best team in the Pacific Northwest. I don't care. Play 5 top 25 teams. Pitt will lose all 17 games in the ACC, but at least they played 17 games in the ACC. Like, I would bet if you played Wake Forest versus Gonzaga 10 times, Gonzaga loses at least twice.
Okay.
And Wake Forest isn't even good. It's a liberal arts school in Winston-Salem.
Okay.
I am sick of this overhyped Gonzaga is it BS. It's absolute garbage. They are nobody, and their record lies every year, and I just will not tolerate it anymore. If anyone ever says to me again, what about Gonzaga? Or it's like, oh, look at my bracket, I put Gonzaga to win. I will tell you on the spot. I will be the friend who tells you before you submit it into your bracket pool, like, yeah, you already lost. You can't. Gonzaga will never win it. They'll make a Final Four every once in a blue moon, but they will. Look, they made the championship game last year. What happened, Sean?
They lost?
Yeah. You know why? Because they didn't play a team that was good enough to win. Or I'm sorry, good enough. They didn't play a team in the regular season last year where that team was good enough to make it to the championship game.
Right.
They play a cupcake schedule.
All right.
And that's my rant, and I'm sticking to it. Play it back in 5 years, 10 years, 25 years. It
hold
will
on.
never change.
We'll just we'll play it back when Gonzaga wins in March.
What? No, we'll play it back when they don't win in March because they won't.